A new lawsuit is challenging the Food and Drug Administration for approving a type of genetically engineered salmon. The lawsuit brings together a group of environmental, commercial, fishing, and consumer groups in opposition to what's been dubbed Frankensalmon. For more, let's talk now to Brettny Hardy with Earthjustice. She's one of the lawyers bringing the suit. Welcome to the program, Brettny. What is your goal in filing this suit against the FDA? What's remarkable about this, I understand, is that they will not even require the salmon to be labeled, correct?
That's true. I think one of the most important things to keep in mind, too, is that this is the first time any country has ever approved a genetically engineered animal for food. And so it's really important that the environmental analysis is complete and comprehensive. In this case, the Food and Drug Administration doesn't really have expertise on the environmental aspects of what happens if these genetically engineered salmon are released into the ecosystem. And so they didn't do a comprehensive enough job in looking at those questions and didn't consult with the agencies that do have that expertise, the wildlife agencies. And as you mentioned, another issue is that the Food and Drug Administration is allowing the labeling to be voluntary rather than requiring mandatory labeling.
We'll talk more about this Frankensalmon. Who's producing it, and what is their case for genetically modifying a fish?
Sure. The company that's producing the fish is called Bounty Technologies, and they claim that the fish is going to grow twice as fast as the wild Atlantic salmon. And so they're hoping to help address overfishing or food issues, but the problem is that the way that they're producing these salmon now, they're going to be making the eggs in Prince Edward Island, Canada, flying the eggs to Panama to be raised and filleted, and then shipping them back to the U.S. So their economic model really doesn't allow for mass production unless they would start raising these fish in the U.S., which risks even more environmental concerns. If these fish were to be released into the environment, the problem is that in the lower 48 states here, we have wild salmon that are critically endangered and impacted by a lot of threats from damming to habitat destruction. So these genetically engineered fish would outcompete the wild Atlantic salmon that we know for food, or potentially interbreed with them.
Well, you mentioned that the Food and Drug Administration didn't really necessarily evaluate the impact that it could have on the environment. Did they do anything to see whether or not it would even be safe for humans to consume? Did they do any testing like that? We have about a minute.
There are some questions about whether the food safety issues were analyzed enough, but the lawsuit that we're bringing focuses on the environmental risks that the fish present and the authority, really, of the Food and Drug Administration to approve these fish.
All right, Brettny Hardy, Senior Associate Attorney at Earthjustice, thank you.
Thank you.